Wait a minute. I just realized there's a dark piece of history. Because there's the Lone Fir. Yeah, that's the Lone Fir Cemetery back there. So actually, 27th and Morrison. I know I'm in the right area. I did a video about this but never visited the location. It's not really affecting my ability to think or to do this, but this is just one of those days where this has just been here since the moment I woke up. Usually when I wake up, life gives me about 15-20 minutes before this starts kicking in, but I say kicked in before I even got out of bed. Now, I was trying to think, again, I'm having to estimate. I did this video like a year ago. So I may have to search a bit. But there was a kind of famous murder, only recently solved. Free shoes. The apartments look like these ones. These kind of yellowy ones with the brick. I swear it was 27th, and it was over this way. Now again, I don't think I'm getting this wrong, but if I do, I'm still within a block of where this happened. Because yeah, I think it's these apartments that are ahead of me and to the left. These, yeah, I remember now, yeah. Because no, I thought it was those ones when I was first researching, and then I had to kind of center the address in to actually figure it out. Yeah, no, this is the right spot. I remember because Lone Fir's right there. I remember it was really close. So anyway, ooh, and they're now renting. Now renting. Looks like they're called 27th East now. But this apartment complex, back in the 1980s, again, I did an in-depth video about this, so you'll get a lot more from that than this, but I didn't actually come to the site. But back in the 1980s, a woman named Renee Harvey lived in this apartment complex. She had a thirst to be a, theater performer, actress, a starlet. She had a bright smile. She had the thick, curly, brown hair that was so, such a staple of, the 80s. And I want to say she lived in Montana or something. And someone saw her perform and coaxed her into moving to Portland. And by the late 80s, she ultimately lived in this apartment complex. And she claimed that, some neighbors of hers were really sketchy. She apparently, her next door neighbors, or I can't remember if they were next door to her or directly above her, they were like petty thieves. And she actually saw them one day. I think it was like electrical equipment, like VCR or something like that. She saw them, these guys, like, being suspicious with his electrical equipment, and when they saw her, like, one of the guys split. It was all very suspicious. So she kind of saw them in the act, and they were apparently harassing her, and she finally decided she had enough and she was going to move out. And she'd actually already found a new place. She had moved a lot of her stuff out already. She was literally like, 2 days away from being gone from this place forever. And she went home. She didn't show up for a rehearsal. She was actually starting to make waves in the kind of theater acting community here in Portland. And she never showed up for rehearsal. And her friend went to her, apartment that she was almost out of here and found her brutally murdered. And it was a cold case for like at least 25 years, almost. It was only solved like a couple years ago, where they found out that it was one of these next door neighbors who was kind of a petty thief that she'd seen, them kind of moving hot goods. And so yeah, it took a couple decades, but they finally busted the guy and found out who murdered Renee Harvey, who again lived in the apartments up over there.